Hey everybody, it's Erin Reed from Erin Makes, and welcome to the next episode of Erin Makes With. This is a show where I have a new crafty guest every episode where we do a little bit of chatting, a little bit of crafting, and have a whole lot of fun. So welcome to the show. So with me today, I have Cindy from Dare to be Artsy. Welcome.
Hello.
Hi. I'm so excited you're on my show. I have been loving your products for a very, very long time. So when you agreed to be on the show, I was like tickled pink. I was like, yes, I feel like I got a superstar on the show.
Oh my gosh. Well, I'll tell you, I saw when I started watching some of your videos, I'm like, oh my gosh, she's so talented. So I fell in love with you, and I'm glad we were able to hook up. So it's great.
I have to tell a story. So yesterday we were doing all like the prop work, and I think your husband might still be in the background. I'm not sure, but he walks in and he goes, "It's the Erin Reed," and I just like my head went. I'm like, okay, he can come in and announce the Erin Reed anytime he wants. Make me feel awesome. So I had to tell my husband that story, and he was like, "Well, of course you are." I'm like, okay. Now I just feel like a giant bubble on my head. But
You're a
funny anecdote from yesterday. I don't feel like it, but I'll take a compliment any day. So your company is Dare to be Artsy. You are the CEO, creative guru, genius behind this entire brand. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and kind of what started this whole amazing company?
So it's kind of a funny story. So my background is in advertising, and I started out working in advertising, and then I worked for Hallmark Cards for 5 years, and was amazing. It just was amazing, that kind of creative juices flowing. I mean, it was just, we worked with 500 artists. It was awesome. Then we had baby number 3, and that kind of put me over the edge. So I decided to work from home and do freelance. So I was kind of back in the advertising world again. And my husband got transferred to Ohio and met a good friend there that decided to open a scrapbook store. And as I was just helping her with starting her store, figuring out what products to bring in, she said something about, you should, design stamps, and I was like, that could be kind of fun, so I did a few, and I got hooked. And I remembered the part that I loved about Hallmark in creating something that actually touches lives instead of just like an annual report or something. It was just like, okay, it's a people thing. And so I fell in love with it. That's where Dare to be Artsy was born, in my basement. The name Dare to be Artsy just came from with my 3 kids, I always talk to them about coloring outside the line, try something different. So that's kind of been my whole thing. When I design, I try and design things that will push people to try something different, So that's kind of basically where Dare to be Artsy started. So.
Well, I love it. And the name really does tell you, like, dare to do something a little different, think outside the box, go somewhere where, like, don't just, like you said, don't color inside the lines, have fun with it, be artsy, and just dare to do it. So yeah. I just like, even the name of your company is inspiring. So thank you. I appreciate that. And so I see all these little fun things behind you, your little gnomes. And whenever we were at any of the big conferences, she always had these wonderful cutouts of any of the kind of like she has lots of amazing animals and creatures and gnomes and yetis, and we're going to talk about some of them here shortly, but she has a ton of varieties. So she always had the latest new cutout. And so who's the one that's behind you right now?
Well, this is Nellie the Gnome. We had a contest on our Facebook page to name her. So Nellie is her name. And then our newest one is our Yeti. I don't have a big Yeti, but we had a contest, and that he is now called Yancey the Yeti. So you will see him. Where is Yancey?
I think I have.
Here is.
I'm trying to find Yancey. Yeti. That's my dog. Sorry.
So
I'm gonna mute myself real fast.
So it's kind of fun. I like we have Dare to be Artsy on Facebook, but we also have an Artsy community, which is a private group that anybody can join. But it's in there. We do more sneak peeks, and we do fun things like name our Yeti, or when I'm designing new paper, I might show a preview and go, hey, we need to name this paper. Let's you guys have some ideas. I'm always looking for ideas from you guys, because that's kind of what it's all about. So that's
well, and that is a perfect segue into what our giveaway is for today. So if you're watching live or if you're watching on the replay, there is a giveaway, which is a $10 gift certificate to her store. So and the question, so all you have to do is answer the question. We'd love to know, what is a stamp set that you would want but cannot find? So, she loves to have you guys name her characters. She loves to have you help coming up with names for her lines of papers. So now you guys are going to help possibly create a new stamp set. And you did have an example where somebody asked you, hey, I can't find it. And do you want to tell that story?
Yeah. So we just had a customer reached out to me. She's from Indiana, and they're the race car capital of the United States, I guess. And she's like, we cannot find a stamp set that has to do with like racing and stuff. So we have a classic car kind of thing, but it's not exactly the same. So we reached out to our people in our group, and we still haven't, it's still not designed yet. So there's still time. We're looking for different fun sentiments for a race car kind of themed stamp set. But yeah, it's fun to hear what you guys are looking for.
Get your motor running.
Oh, I love that. We're going to write that one down. So again, keep those ideas coming. But again, if you have another idea, we had a while back, they were like, we can't find anything for anniversaries. And so we came up with our little Lovebirds anniversary stamp set, which turned out great and fun. And it was because a customer said, I can't find anything for an anniversary card. So yeah, that's what we're reaching out for you guys. If there's another kind of stamp set, a theme that you haven't seen out there, we try and do masculine sets because we know that's hard to find sometimes. So, give us some motorcycle theme. I see Penny said something about a motorcycle theme. I actually, up here, I don't sleep a lot. So I have started thinking of a motorcycle thing, but I have all the sentiments and stuff either for that one. So race car, motorcycle, two different stamps that could be really fun and could pair well together. So yeah, great idea.
Somebody was knocking at my door, so I muted my mic. Yeah, it's totally on me. I do that because like the dog was barking. Real life, I'm in my house and it was crickets before we started. And all of a sudden now somebody's at the front door, the dog's barking. Luckily my husband's here, so he has the dog in the backyard, but still. Anyway. But so she also has papers that go with not every stamp set, but there's also dies that go with the stamp set. And so you can see a few of the items behind me. And so let me just span back out. So look at all the amazing products. So we're going to talk about all the fun products behind me here shortly, but leave a comment of what would the stamp set be that you cannot find. So, and it could be a stamp set that you've seen or it's out there, but maybe you just want her spin on it because she has really cute stuff. And maybe you saw a version, you're like, oh, that'd be really cool. Like one I saw was like the old fashioned black cats from Halloween. Like they're really old style looking ones that look kind of creepy, And so somebody was making a comment like, oh, I'd love to see something in that version. So you never know. So
yeah,
gnomes are cute. There's all kinds of fun stuff. So leave your comments. There is going to be a winner picked from our live show. So you need to put on a comment as we are here live. We'll pick our winner at the end. And if you're watching on the replay, we will also pick a winner on the replay. So make sure you leave your comment. We are going to be announcing the winner on the replay on the Dare to Be Artsy Instagram and Facebook on August 27th. So you have until next Friday to leave your comment. And if you're watching on Erin, we're streaming from a lot of different places today. So we're streaming on Erin Makes YouTube, Erin Makes Facebook, Dare to Be Artsy Facebook, and Dare to Be Artsy YouTube. So you have 4 different places that you can leave comments on the replay. So if you're watching live and you don't win, go back and leave a comment because we're going to pick one place and a winner that's going to win it. So more places you leave comments, the more places you have the chance to win. And of course, we'd love everybody to follow. So if you're looking to see where you can find all of the social medias, Instagram, homepage, all the links are down below. So make sure you check that out. Trying to get everybody easy. Just click away and go. There we go. So you've got some new products that you are launching, and I have a few of them behind me. So do you want to tell us a little bit about, so this collection right here. So this one is called the Merry and Bright collection. I love it. So There's some really, really cute products in here. So we have some gorgeous birds. Look at these gorgeous birds. They're so pretty. Where I'm going to be playing with this set today. And so, because we're going to be creating some cards in a little bit. So stay tuned for that. So what was your thought process behind the Merry and Bright collection?
So I tend to really, I love a bright look for things. And I just kind of had a desire to do something that was kind of a combination between Scandinavian and retro. So that's where Merry and Bright kind of came out. Now, most of the time, most of my papers, I work with a fabric designer out of Ohio, Andy Hanna. She's awesome. And what she does is she creates some fabrics, and then we pull some of those images and tweak them a little and make them into scrapbook papers. And then I take those images and pull them out and make them into stamps and dies, so that the dies will cut the stamped images, but will also cut a lot of the images out of the paper.
And we're going to be playing with that later today. So I'm going to show you how that all works. So stay tuned.
It's so cool. But these two, but this collection actually is the first one that I designed all the images out of this one for this paper line. So that was a new one for me, and scary, but it turned out really fun. The other thing I really worked on for you guys, I want our products to be very versatile. So you're going to find images on here that are Christmas, but also all year round. There's some great backgrounds that are small print for card makers. There's bigger prints for scrapbookers. I like this because it's got these really great borders.
I know. I love that one. I have a piece of it right here. So cool.
And you've got the rocking horses have some great, if you look really close, there's some nice Christmas elements, but the dies that are going to cut the rocking horse out also cuts that little piece out. So you can either paper piece it back in to have the little presents, or keep it out so it doesn't look so Christmassy. So again, I try and do it in a way that you're going to use it for more than just one little season of the year, so that's kind of where that came from. And then the other one is the North Pole Holiday. And this, I just thought, I went so bright on the first one that let's go with a little more trendy, different, fresh color palette, something totally different. So that's what we did with this.
It's very it's like a very muted, soft tones. As I was hanging them up next to each other, I'm like, wow, there really is a difference between the super big, bright Merry and Bright and then the softness of the other one. And I love that contrast and how I can have a very different type of card. Yeah. And I also love that you're coming from, you love to make cards. Like, you are a card maker yourself. You are a scrapbooker. You've done this. And so you're taking your knowledge and, well, what can I do to make this easier? What are all the different ways and pieces that I can think about how to do it, and then put that into the product? So I think that's super important, because you're coming from the making side of it, not just the designing side of it. So
yeah,
very smart.
And I have to apologize. I keep getting a tickle in my throat, so I'm trying not to cough in the camera. So
you're fine. It's live. It's what we do. So it's all good. So for each of the paper collections, there's a whole slew of papers for both of these. And then there's more than one coordinating stamp and die set that goes with that. So, for the Merry and Bright, there's 3 or 4 different stamp sets that go with that have coordinating dies as well.
It's more than that.
Oh,
let's see here. We have, okay.
And these are all just the Christmas collections. She obviously, and I do have a few others that I have off the side here. She's got really, really cute sets that are not Christmas. Just take a look at these ones. They're adorable. This is a raccoon party. So she has, again,
that's a fun line.
It's a fun one.
Yeah, I love that.
It's not just Christmas theme. Everybody's in the mood for making Christmas cards right now. So that's kind of what we're talking about. So.
I know. And sorry, Pam, just rodeo stamp set. That's cute. Sorry.
I didn't want to cut you off, but I did want to comment on this. I love the rodeo stamp set. I think that would make great. Yeah, totally cute. And then another one also said, so I love this one too. So Beverly said vertical sentiments. And I've had that too, where I want to create a vertical card and I want to have a sentiment that goes vertically and not horizontally. I think that's awesome. There's many a time that I've wished for that. There you go.
There you
She's
go.
got some.
This will be perfect. You put the star on the top and the little creche at the bottom. This is a baby, a major, a star that shines bright, a savior, a promise on that first Christmas night. Great for a slimline card.
Oh, yeah. Vertical slimline. So does that go with the Merry and Bright set?
Yes. Yeah. So
it's funny how she said that. It's like,
oh my gosh. So again, when I start designing, sometimes I'm like, I just have too many things I want to put in one stamp set. So this became 2. So you've got 2 different rocking horses to go with the rocking horse paper. You've got 2 different ornaments to go with the ornaments. This is all part of Merry and Bright.
All these beautiful ornaments. I think I have another one over here too.
Yeah.
So just look at this. Look.
Yes.
Isn't that awesome? Right there. Look at all this beautifulness.
And the other thing, what I did here is, I know some of you guys love to stamp and color in, but not all of you, right? So this one is really perfect to just use your colored ink pads. I'm going the wrong direction. There we go. So, you know, and then I've tried to show you examples on the back. But
I love that. Yeah. All of her stamp sets, she has like card ideas. And this is the best one. She sent me some samples. I have to say this. I feel very honored. So which one was it? It was, I think it was, oh, shoot. So I got to hunt around for a second. Okay. So she sent me this one. We're actually playing with it. And on the back side, she has the sample cards. I think that's awesome because it's giving you an idea of maybe a launching pad of where to go with those products. I got the sample sent to me too.
You're special.
It's like, sorry, it just tickled me pink. I'm like, I got the cool card that made it on the back of the package. I was all excited. Sorry.
Now, my goal though, Erin, is I'm showing them stuff on the backs, but I'm daring you to be artsy and put your own twist to it. You know, like, I love this industry because I think everybody loves to share. But I'm hoping it's inspiring you to stretch and tweak something, you know, that's maybe something that you haven't done. So definitely, like she said, a launching spot, you know. But if you want to go do it exactly like that too, that's fine. You're being safe. So
well, and I also think like sometimes if you copy the card exactly the way you have it, you're like, it's kind of like doing a recipe for the first time exactly the way it's written. Like you're getting that under your belt. And then the next time you do it, you're like, okay, well, I'm going to tweak it with this or this, or I'm going to amend that, or I'm going to alter it this way. So it's a great way to like get your feet wet and then you can play.
Yeah. You know, Erin did a great slimline card and it had 3 panels that popped up. Do you remember that one, Erin? I don't know if it's called a panel card. Anyways, horizontal, and it had the 3 little flaps. Anyways, It was like, oh, what a cute, I had not done one of those. What a cute
format. The one that had like popsicles on the front or something with ice cream cones or something like that? Yeah.
But you know, you take that, and then I had the 3 little sections were all 3 equal sections. Well, I had a die that was a square. So I took her format, but instead of 3 equal sections, I did the center section was a square and the side panels were slightly narrower. But again, it's taking something that someone's done and go, what else can I do to it? And I hope it's okay. I'm going to share this other thing. Again,
I will tell you the math on that card to get them nice and equal was a bear.
See, then you go uneven on purpose. Sometimes that's the way I do it. I'm like, I'm much more of an eyeball kind of person. So I like.
There's a lot of measuring and tweaking to get those sections be dead on. Like there was a lot of back.
Yeah.
My ruler came in handy.
Yeah. And that's probably the other reason why I didn't do them equal. Because I was like, let's just tweak it.
Go for it.
Okay. So I have a great design team. And I just have to show you again how you can take something and then alter it a little bit. So I love this card. This is using our leaf border die. So the die itself is only half of this. So when I designed it, typically I was like, oh, you're going to put this on the side of a card. I wish I had that sample out, but I don't think. Anyway, I was going to use it as a side. And that's how my brain was thinking that. So when Melody did this, she cut it twice, and just the edge of it it's back to back, and she just covered the seam. And I'm like, a totally different look by using a border die. So I was like, okay, if she could do that with that border die, what happens when I do my snowflake border die? So I did the same thing Melody did. I took the border die and cut it out twice, which is the snowflake, and I backed it up next to each other. And then I put this little seam in the center. So again, they totally look different, but it's using the same
technique.
The same concept. So
yeah.
Again, I like sharing, my design team like inspires me to try something different, and that's what I'm telling you guys to do. And
well, that's the beautiful
Erin's
thing
amazing
about
videos and tweak it.
Well, I mean, and that's the beautiful thing about all the different Instagrams and the YouTubes that are out there, is that we're all sharing stuff, we're sharing the products, and you're like, oh, but I have something similar to that, or I can do it this way. And, and I love that. I love that everybody kind of gets inspiration from bits and pieces. And, the other side of it is I think that's the biggest compliment you can give somebody, is by loving what they made and go, well, I can do that too, or I want to make a version of that too. I loved it so much, I want to do it.
Yeah.
So it's like the biggest form of flattery. I love it. So you have, the two different lines we have behind me. And obviously, if you're interested in checking out any of the products, the links to go to the store, along with all of your other product lines, are down in the information section. For those that you have joined us just recently, heads up, we do have a giveaway that's going on. And do you want to go ahead and switch your camera around while I announce all this, and then we can start crafting?
Yes.
Yeah. All right. So
All right.
let's put her on mute. There we go. So just as a heads up, we have a giveaway going on right now. So she gets, Cindy gets a lot of inspiration from different cards that are out there, designs. She might create new designs. And so she would love to know what kind of stamp set that you would want but cannot find. And maybe it's an older one. Maybe and we've had some wonderful ideas. We are going to pick a winner live at the end of this show. And we're also going to pick a winner on the replay. So there's two different chances to win. We are streaming on Facebook, Instagram. We're streaming on Facebook and YouTube for both Dare to Be Artsy and Erin Makes. So if you leave a comment on any of those platforms, you have a chance to win. So that's 4 different entries that you can get. And then the replay winner will be announced on Dare to Be Artsy's Instagram and Facebook on August 27th. So make sure you go check that out. But we're going to be announcing our winner for the live show at the end of the show. So keep on leaving your comments for suggestions for stamp sets that you can find. And you never know, she will probably put on a die set that goes with that, and then potentially also a matching coordinating paper. So lots of fun stuff. So I just really quickly want to show you guys some of the fun products here that they have at Dare to Be Artsy. So we've showed you a few of these already. So look at this cute one. This is the one. This is the North Pole holidays. We briefly chatted about that. And we have Yancy the Yeti that was picked and named by all the audience. I absolutely love that. Are you good to go, Cindy? You want to give me a thumbs up so I know you're good? Awesome. Let's bring her back into the stream. There she is. So do you want to talk a little bit about this collection now that we're seeing it up close? We have Yancy the Yeti, and then we have the cutie little penguins that are on here. Anything else you want to mention about these?
Yeah. So, So
you're
this
looking
one
at
again,
the screen right now. Yeah.
Oh, you're looking at the screen. Okay, gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So
the image.
Again, the dies that are going to match those stamps are going to cut a lot of the images right out of the scrapbook paper. And you'll notice that I put a lot of different sentiments in the stamp sets, because if you're going to make a card, you're not going to always, you may want to use that same stamp set for the same person, but you don't want it to look the same. So you can totally make it look different just by switching up the sentiments and stuff. I also personally love the Yetis and the penguins together. So I will, a lot of times we'll combine those. So I kind of design, when I do my papers, I design in collections that also goes towards the stamp sets, because I think there's stamp sets that will go really well together. And we're going to be doing that today, show you how you can combine the different stamp sets together with the paper. So yep.
Very cool. So I just want to show a couple other products out there. So this is a coffee one. We haven't touched on this, but this is a super cute set that I think could go towards like back to school teacher cards. It definitely goes towards Christmassy if you want to, or just like a thank you card. I mean, there's so many fun things that you can do with all these wonderful coffee sets that you have here. They're gorgeous. Thanks a
Yeah.
latte.
Yeah. And the other thing you'll notice, we have the one die will match the beef frappe and the latte love. So both of those coffee stamp sets have one die that matches both. So I do that a lot. Also on you see the background, that little thin strip of words.
Mm-hmm.
It's designed, well, the top right photo has the strip down at the bottom, and I just did it end to end to fill that whole slimline card. But
Right.
it's also designed so that you can stamp that 3 times in a row next to each other, and it fits a standard A2 size card perfectly. So
like up at the top left.
yes. So that background is actually just that slim piece stamped 3 times, and Misty makes that really easy to do.
Mm-hmm. It makes your own wonderful background paper.
Yeah.
That's gorgeous. And then we're going to do one more, and then we're going to start crafting. So this is the collection we're going to be working with here together here. Not the rocking horses, but it's still part of the Merry and Bright. But I just love the rocking horses. And again, is it one die that works for both for a few different things?
That one does not. So that one has 2
Oh, because they're faced
dies.
the other directions.
Yes. I originally was going to do one stamp set that had both rocking horses on it, but I had so many words and sentiments I wanted to do that I'm like, no, this is going to have to be 2 separate sets. Because, and I just had our second grandbaby. We got a 2.5-year-old and a 1-year-old grandbaby. So I had to make one of these a baby stamp set. So
it's cute. I love that. Happy first birthday. And I have that one again. It's like she has all these like images. So I have to show you guys. She sent me this one too. See, I have that one.
Yay!
I love it. Now I got to find a baby to give this to because it's adorable. All right. So what are you going to be playing with today? Let's talk about, and then we're going to switch our cameras.
So we are going to be doing the Scandinavian Songbird, and what Erin had a great idea. It's like, if we're going to use the same stamp set, let's see what we can do to make 2 totally different cards. Before we jump into that, real quick though, because we were just talking about the Yetis, I just want to show you these 2 again. The Yeti and the Penguin Plunge, I think, work really great together. So here he was having a Yeti party. So here's Yeti to party. Penguins are in the background. He's juggling. And then you open it up. Here's the penguin hiding. Yeti or not, here comes another birthday. So again, because we were just talking about that, I had to share that one more thing with you.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, and I did want to leave it. There was a comment on here. I love all your comments. Thank you guys so much for leaving all your comments. So I just briefly want to mention, where was it? Somebody wanted to know where to find the products, like where to find. So down in the information section on all of it. Oh, where do you purchase, please? It says Dare to be Artsy, and it's the website. Just click on that and it takes you to the store and you can purchase away. So all kinds of fun stuff. And there's also, like, you actually have an in-house store as well, right?
We do.
We are brick and mortar store.
Yeah. So when we were in Ohio for 18 years outside of Columbus, and then just a year and a half, I don't even know anymore. Time has just been weird. We moved here, and this is the first time we've actually had a little brick and mortar up front with, it's more of a just Dare to be Artsy products plus some of my favorite things. So we're in Overland Park, Kansas. If you guys are anywhere near here, I would love to have you come by and see us. Again, we kind of moved in here right before COVID hit, and then it kind of just was a little crazy. But we've got our warehouse here, and yeah. So, and this is where my studio is. So this is where I am right now. So yeah, would love to have you guys come visit when you're in Overland Park.
So we're going to be working with the same stamp set. So I have the same stamp and die set that she does that we're going to be working with together, except you cut and colored, you stamped, colored, and then die cut out your little birdies.
Yep.
And then I am going to be using the paper to do the same thing. So I've taken one of the dies, and on this card, my sample card, I went ahead and I did this little birdie right here. But for the one to do with you guys together, I'm doing the other one. So you actually get both birds in the collection. So you get both dies, and they're both on stamps. And it's awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and die cut mine. Do you want to tell us a little bit about what you're doing? So while I die cut,
so
and you can
we
see all the dies.
are So I am going to, I'm looking for the other sample. So I had made this everyday card. Mom, you're the best. I have a stamp set for family members. It has all the different family members. And this is, anyway, this is more of an everyday card. So I did this one. But I knew Erin was going to do kind of more of an everyday card. So I wanted to show you how to use these birds and make a Christmas card. So that is what I'm going to do. And I colored this up and made him more of a Scandinavian cardinal.
He's pretty.
So that's my attempt at making a fun, whimsical bird look more Christmassy. So he's kind of more of a, you know, this whole little different looking red cardinal bird. So we're going to make a Christmas card. And then we're also using our fancy framelits dies. And that's, I'm going to use that too.
And so all I've done is I did one die cut with you guys, and then I die cut a whole bunch of other little pieces as well. So they're all going to go on the card. And my card is a clear card. So you actually have all these different layers that you can add on. So I'm just going to start with a 6x6 acetate or clear paper, and then just go fold it back. And then I'm just going to start assembling all the different pieces that go with this. Where's the foam folder? Oh. So do you have anything that you want to tell us about your card? Little tips and tricks here?
So
what you're doing?
This is a standard A2 size card, and I just trimmed off an inch of it to make a short fold. And then I already stamped the Merry Christmas and this. So again, this sentiment or this stamp set, the Scandinavian Songbird, it does not have Christmas sentiments in it, but that's okay because we have this whole Christmas sentiment set with all this fun Christmas stuff that can go with the whole collection. So that's what I did here. We're using, and yeah, so then I cut a short piece. Again, we're using the same paper collection, but using more of the holiday papers. And just cut a little strip here. We're going to put on the inside.
Sorry, inevitably, as soon as I go to make a video, my tape runner runs out of tape, so I had to put a new cartridge in just now. Okay, it's gonna happen.
Did you see me, Erin? Did you notice that I did the same thing? It totally ran out. I knew it was close. I knew it was close, so I came prepared. I had my other one back up.
Well, I had the cartridge just sitting right next to me. Like it was like literally like right in my desk right here. But yeah, like you always have to have your next, always have a backup. So now I need to make sure I grab another one to have it in my desk because, you know, I do so many lives. I need to make sure that I have them handy. And I just want to say a quick shout out to all the wonderful people who've been on. So, hey, Mary. Mary Gunn is a wonderful lady. She's got her own show on Friday night. So she's going to be going live tonight. I believe. I don't know who your special guest is. Maybe you can tell us. But she says that she came to the store and did a little impromptu interview with you. So,
oh my gosh, yes, so sweet. Hi, Mary. That was so fun. Yeah.
And then we also have Melody and Linda and Kelly, Tasha, Pam, Wendy. I mean, thank you guys so much for all the wonderful comments. Please don't forget to like and subscribe wherever you are watching us from. We're streaming from a lot of different places right now, so we'd love to have you. Leave some comments. Oh, here's another one that people are saying lots of birds, bears, yetis, moose, etc. Would love to see a set with dogs, nothing specific, maybe a couple in a set. Dogs. Awesome.
Okay, we do have quite a few dogs. We have our Christmas puppy and our puppy kisses. So that's two dog stamp sets that use one die for both, which is really fun. And then we have a couple other dog ones. We also have two different sentiment sets that are for dog lovers. One's more sympathy for someone if you need something to send to somebody who lost their animal, or we have one for babysitters, like thanks for puppy sitting or taking my dog for a walk. Oh. So that's cute. This is how I'm adding our little flap.
Nothing wants to work for me right this second. I'm getting kind of annoyed.
Oh no.
No, it's okay. I've got backups of everything, but it's still one of those like when you need it, of course. Like I think that one's everything's out of everything right now. It's driving me bananas. And then somebody else made a comment about maybe aprons or old kitchen things.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
It'd be really
Somebody, I
cute.
had heard somebody mentioned if I do kind of a kitchen one, do it in a way that they can also use the stamps maybe on recipe cards. So might be kind of
or
a
like
neat way to
Christmas.
combine.
Yeah, or
Christmas
like you could
cookies.
even do like a Christmas baking because everybody makes Christmas cookies,
Oh,
you know,
yeah.
because that could be cute. So all I'm doing right now is I have a clear paper. So with a clear card, you have so many different layers that you can add elements to. So this is actually the back of the card because I'm going to show this as the inside flap of my card. So I took one of the gorgeous strips on all of her papers, and a lot of companies do this, and I think it's absolutely genius. Whoever did this first was so smart. On one side, you have your barcode and you have the name of your paper. And so what so many companies, and she has done a wonderful job of this too, it gives you one more place that you could have a fun design and just like a little bit of a different element. And so you can cut this strip off and you still have a full 12 by 12 sheet of paper. So that's what I did is I cut this little strip off, and it's these cutie little birds, and it's just this little accent at the bottom. And then I'm going to add a little bit of adhesive, and you don't do too much of it. You really don't see it. So that's the back of the card. So
I
many
love
places
that.
they can add some fun elements, and you get to see it, because if you did it just on a regular sheet of paper, you would cover all that up. But because it's on clear paper, guess what? I can see it now. You can see all the elements. Look how cute that is. Okay, I'm going to put you on big screen because that is so cute. All right, show us all of your card.
Okay,
So pretty.
So this is, our everyday one, and here's our Christmas one. And when you do the centerpiece, just make it a little wider than the 1 inch so that you don't see the seam. And then this is my attempt at making Scandinavian poinsettias. So I still love the flowers. So I thought, well, if I color them red, they're kind of Christmassy. And then our the paper, is double-sided. So when I cut for this, I wanted to make sure that this wouldn't be sideways or upside down. So you see some fun elements on the inside as well. So that's that one.
Very cute.
And then
you have another card you're going to make with us. She came super prepared, ladies and gentlemen, whoever is watching. She was like, hey, Erin, I got 2 cards. I'm like, go for it. She's like, I'm a quick card maker.
I can't help it. So,
well, and you did a whole bunch of stuff ahead of time. You didn't just she's already pre-preparing by adding the dies to the background paper. Like, you're cheating.
I know. I wanted to be over prepared. So I thought, okay.
It's all good.
This is our mini snowflake die. We have a lot of new Slim Mini dies, which are really fun. This one just came in. We're just now shipping it this week.
What is the size of your mini Slimline that you're using?
Good question. Here it is. Our Slim Mini, it's 6 by 6.5. And then it folds down to 6 by 3 1/4.
Okay.
And I actually went to our Facebook group, and we kind of did a poll. Like, okay, guys, how do we want to design this, or size wise? So that's what we did. And then I have a here's a sample of one of our Slim Mini card. It's a gift card. Notice it's a gift card holder. But I also have a Slim Mini envelope, and I designed it in a way that it'll fit this, but it's also a slightly wider, so it'll fit some of the competitors' Slim Mini sizes, because some of them do theirs a little bit wider. So I try to make it really versatile for everybody.
Pay no attention to the fact I keep ripping my card apart because I can't line up squat. There we go.
I have not done one of those yet, Erin. I need to do one with that.
They're fun.
That's so cool.
All I did is I put the white paper and then this beautiful green strip paper that comes from one of the lines of the Merry and Bright. That goes on the front, but so you don't see the tape that I did. I lifted it open, took another section of the same paper that's got the red, so you could see the red popping through. It's a great way of making layers, but using your clear paper. And so and then put the white band, because this is where you're going to write your information. You could also do another white band here if you want to, because that would be what you would write on. But I wanted to show the beautiful paper in the background, because when it's closed, you can see the paper. And when you're all said and done, all you have to do is kind of rub your hands, and then the card fits pretty flat. And then now I'm just going to embellish it. So I've got all of her beautiful little die cut pieces. I think I'm just going to use a couple, kind of keep the same trend as I did there. And then I grabbed one of her stamp sets. This one just says happy birthday. So in her stamp set, she's got a ton of different sentiments here. So have a wonderful day. Happy birthday. Thank you. I did the thank you on this one. Oops, I'm off camera. There we go. Thank you on this one. But there's also down here, a little birdie told me it was your birthday, like birds of a feather, we stick together. So not Christmas at all. So even though it says merry and bright, you can go a completely different direction with these, which is great. So it's awesome. It's fun. And I'm just going to use my tape runner for this. So what are you doing right now?
So I love white on white. I think it's just kind of a neat, elegant look. So it's really subtle. So hopefully you guys can see it in the camera. So just that white on white almost makes it look embossed. If I wanted more shadow, I did on this die, you have about an 1/8 of an inch border. So you could take some foam tape and do a thin strip and actually pop that up. But this one, I just kind of, again, wanted that really subtle snowflake in the background. And then I colored our little bird, this teal one. And then here I used the Fa La La. I did white emboss on the red out of the Joy to the World set because I just thought that bird needed to be singing. So I'm gonna pop this up.
You guys notice I do a lot of stick down, pull up, stick down, pull up. I can't quite make up my mind today. Usually I'm a little better, even when I make my prototype. But yeah, it's still, I'm like, it needs to be lined up here. No, it needs to be lined up there. I'm too indecisive. So there are my cards. They're cute. They're fun.
Oh my gosh.
So using that clear paper and then all the beautiful die cuts. And then all the elements. So like they're all the different pieces. Some are behind the clear paper. And then when you flip your card over, you have this one. I just did a couple of little floral pieces in the background. But then with this one, I actually added that little border strip and then some more of the dies. And all of these little die cut pieces that I have, you could completely stamp because that's what she did in her first card. You can stamp and color it in. Or the dies match with the paper. So you can see I have, with all of the pieces I die cut, I still have a ton of the paper left. So you could get the paper and then you can get the stamp and die. And then when you are running out of paper and you no longer have that paper, you still have your stamps and your dies. And you also have like the color palette if you want to follow it or go a completely different direction with it. I mean, that's the beautiful thing about stamps and dies. So
I have a question.
All the comments. Yeah, go for it.
And I have a question for you, Erin. What kind of, is that, that's not acetate, or is it, what is the difference between that clear paper? Like, what is that?
Well, okay, so I've heard people call it acetate, people call it clear paper. It just depends on what you're calling. This is actually a product that's out by Graphics, Grafix, and it's called Duralar. So this is a little bit more, it's a little thicker and a little bit more durable. It actually is heat resistant. You could stamp on it. So you could also heat emboss on top of it. You could do lots of really cool stuff with it. I find that it really holds a crease really well when you fold it. Sometimes if you get like that really flimsy acetate, like it's a super, super thin, it just doesn't quite do justice to what you want to do. But I found like the Duralar does a really great job with cards. But there's other companies out there that have like clear, like Teresa Collins, she's got a whole line of clear papers that actually have designs on them, which is kind of cool.
Very cool. So do you have to use a scoreboard?
No, I just use my bone folder.
Okay, cool. All right, this is
Nothing
kind of
fancy.
risky here. I forgot to put this on. I'm gonna see if I can do it. I have my little, let's see if I can find it. Oh yeah, it's right here in the picture. This is our little swirl leaf and mini die. And I meant to put it underneath here. I also have these little, here's the leaf. So I was like, okay, do I put this on here? Which could be cute, but I really want to use this. So let's see if I can do it. I did it out of this bronze paper and I put I put the tape on the back so that it's already sticky.
Smart.
Let's see if I could get this on after the thought, and then this card will be done. So,
oh, good question. Yeah. So somebody made a comment. A tired teacher have a couple of boxes of overhead transparency sheets. Need to use these types for clear. That would be fantastic. That would make really good clear cards. I think that would be super
idea.
smart. Yeah, I'm seeing a trend for the clear cards. Like everything goes in waves. You look at clothing, you look at everything. There's trends that were big, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, and then it kind of petered out a little bit. So right now it's, I think, fun shapes of cards, and then clear cards have made kind of a comeback. It's just something different.
Yeah.
Oops. We had paper fall in the background here. So yeah, I mean, think like she said, dare to be artsy, dare to think outside the box, like you just did. That I have all this transparency paper. Perfect. Let's use that. I love that concept. What is that die called that you're using right there?
It's totally sticking to my fingers. This is the Swirl and Leaf Mini, and then I cut it out of that bronze paper. And I really did want to do this before I put the bird down, so I'm just winging it. Hopefully it's gonna.
Well, you saw me ripping up how many different things in a row because I didn't have it lined up. I mean, it's like we do that.
There.
Yes, there. I'm so glad they're back.
Just that.
Oh, how pretty. I love that. That
touch.
Looks so gorgeous.
And then I used the border. The border that comes with this has a nice little scallop for the inside of the card.
Very pretty. So that is the second card you made. She's the overachiever. She made 2 different cards on the show.
Wait, you did too?
So, no, but they're the same card. It's just the same card, but it's just, I tweaked it a little bit. So I didn't do anything. They're identical. I just changed a bird and changed some backgrounds. You did 2 totally different designs and shapes of that. I love it. So you're getting a lot of fun designs here from this. You're getting the idea of the clear cards for me. And then she's got a Slimline card and also an A2 size card that are super, super cute, all using the same Stampin' Die set. And this one is called Scandinavian Songbird, correct?
Yes.
Very cute. Yep. There it is. And you win. Okay, before I'm going to let you switch your camera back, or is there anything else you want to show us while we're up close?
No, I'm just throwing in other samples. This is the other bird out of the paper.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, totally different look.
And then the one I used.
I pulled this out because it shows that same border, which I thought turned out really cute for that card.
It is a cute border. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I'll switch around.
You switch around? And yes. All right. So just to remind everybody, we got a lot of people watching. Welcome, welcome. There is a giveaway going on right now. Let me put my banner up. So we'd love to hear your comment about what is a stamp set that you would love but cannot find. And as we just said, there's lots of old trends that are coming back. So maybe it's a stamp set that was from a long time ago, or you're like, ooh, like we've had dogs, we've had race cars, we've had kitchen. So leave your comments. You're going to have a chance to win. We're going to be picking our winner here very shortly. So don't forget to leave your comment here about that. And if you're live, we're picking your winner here in a very few moments. And if you're watching on the replay, don't forget to leave a comment on all the different places we are streaming, which is all the Dare to Be Artsy, Facebook and YouTube, and Erin Makes Facebook and YouTube. All the links are down below, so you can jump around and leave a comment on all the different places. And we are going to announce that winner on August 27th on Dare to Be Artsy's of Facebook and Instagram. So make sure you leave your comment. So I believe she is back. She is good. You there?
Yes.
Woo-hoo! She's back. Love it. So we'd love to know, where can we find you? So I know we're streaming. Oh, we have some feedback issues going on here.
Uh-oh, from my side?
Maybe it's just in my earbud. I'm not sure. Can you hear it? I don't know. Can you guys hear it online? It might just be in my ear. It's all good. That's what this thing's weird. So where can we find, you have a YouTube and we have a Facebook because we're streaming on those. Yeah. When do you go live, or when do you have new videos and things like that? So can you tell us a little bit about where they can find more inspiration for your products?
Yeah, we're trying to get more YouTube videos put out there. So we are on YouTube, Instagram, and Facebook. And then again, Artsy Community on Facebook is our private group that you're welcome to join. Monday nights, 7:30 Central Time, I do a live 30-minute tutorial. It might be sharing a new technique or a new product or card samples, so maybe a scrapbook page. So I try and change it up, the things that we do there on that Monday night. Again, it's usually about a half an hour. So I love seeing you guys there. That's another place to share ideas. The Artsy Community, again, that's where you guys can share what you guys are making. You may have just bought a new Dare to Be Artsy stamp set and like, I have no idea what to do with this. And you could put that out there in the artsy community, and maybe someone will share what they've done or give you some suggestions. Again, you guys have been posting some great ideas for stamp sets, so you can share it there in that artsy community as well. And then we have a couple trade shows coming up. We just got done with one in Cincinnati, which was our first one since COVID. And boy, was it great to see the people again in person. It was awesome. So let me know. I'd love to hear if you guys were there at Stamp Away in Cincinnati. The next one is Megameet in Novi, Michigan, and that is October 7th, 8th, and 9th. It's a really great show. Yeah.
It's huge. Usually it's huge. I don't know. Are they restricting now?
I think there are probably going to be fewer vendors, but I don't know that the list is out yet, for sure. I know at Stamp Away it was fewer vendors, but I think because they want to be able to spread us out a little bit more and that kind of thing. I am going to be teaching classes there. I'm doing a page layout class and a card making class, so check that out. The other one is the very next week. So we're driving from Overland Park, Kansas to Novi, Michigan. And then,
big drive.
Yeah. And then we're going to stop in Columbus to see two of my kids, and then drive to Sevierville, Tennessee the next week. And that is the Smoky Mountain Rubber Stamp Scrapbook Getaway. Mouthful.
We were laughing at that one because it was such a mouthful to say. It was like,
I know.
We need to have an acronym.
It's a tongue twister. I know. I think you can also look it up for it's Too Much Fun Productions is the ones that put that on. So you can probably find it that way too. That is October 15th and 16th.
People are leaving fun comments, so I'm putting them up on the screen. So I'm just saying it.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'll tell you that one in Sevierville, beautiful area. Oh my gosh. So go down and just take in the sights. It's a really pretty area. So that's a fun show. Those are the only three we're doing this year just because of COVID. We've scaled that way back. But we really love to have
hopefully more in the future down the line. But you do have your brick and mortar store in Kansas where you are at. So where exactly, just to remind people again, where your brick and mortar store is?
Overland Park, Kansas, 16120 Foster Street in Overland Park. Overland Park is just on the outside of Kansas City, really close to the border. We're on the Kansas side, but we're really close to the state line to Missouri. So if you're in St. Louis, it's about 3.5, depends on how fast you drive, 3.5 hours from St. Louis. But, definitely come see us. We will probably going to be doing a couple classes in September, which might be a combination between in-person and virtual, just because we can't have everybody in. And but I love seeing you guys. So definitely figure out a way to get to one of the shows or come see us here. So
that'd be awesome. There's a couple of questions. The first one is, do you have a UK distributor?
We have looked into that. We don't yet. We do ship all across the world, and we would work with you on getting the best shipping rates. So online, you can place the order, and sometimes for international orders, when you place the order, it might come up with a scary shipping cost because we can't totally control the automation of that. But we always look for the cheapest rate, and if we get a cheaper rate, then we'll refund you the difference. So you can even reach out with an email, just say, hey, I'm getting ready to place this order. We can, you can give us your address. We can kind of figure out maybe what the cheapest rate will be, because I know that's kind of tough with.
Yeah. Anything that when you're outside the United States, even for just shipping to Canada, it's through the nose.
I know. Canada's kind of tricky. I know. It's right there,
It's like, sometimes you're even closer. Like for me to ship from Texas all the way to, let's say, Seattle is cheaper than from Seattle just north of the border up to Canada and British Columbia. Like that doesn't make sense. You can drive for cheaper.
Yeah. No, we do have, we also sell wholesale to mom and pop stores across the country and outside the country. I think we were just getting ready to ship a box to Denmark. So there might be a store in your area. Let them know about us. We definitely love supporting local businesses and those mom and pop stores. So check them out, see if they carry Dare to be Artsy, and if not, let them know about us, and we can send them a catalog. And so we would love to be in your area if we're not already. So.
Yeah, I mean, and that's a great way to support your local store because you're buying through the local store, but also the companies that you love. So yeah, make that happen. Go in and like, I really love this product. Have you ever heard of them? And then, you know, help the connection happen. So as a consumer, as a buyer, you have a lot of, you know, sway into possibly what the companies might want to have, or the stores want to have in their store. So
yeah,
can't hurt to ask, right?
Yeah. So some people, you know, we just had a big event for store owners, and there were still people that hadn't heard of us yet. So it kind of takes word of mouth, you know, that they just may not even know about us yet. So
and how old is your company? We forgot to ask that at the beginning.
Well, great question. So when my friend opened her store, it was probably 2000. I'm going to get the dates wrong. Probably 2000
ballpark.
12, about 2012. But I was still doing full-time freelance in my advertising stuff, and I was just making a few things, and I started selling them in her store locally. So it really was a couple of years before I actually started selling to stores across the country. So, but 2012, the name was
kind of
born.
The birth of the company.
Yeah. So we just took our time. You know, I think I've been totally full-time Dare to be Artsy for maybe 5 years. I don't know.
What? I mean, but you've took like, and we were having this conversation earlier before about how I love what I do, and how it's an amazing thing that you took something that you loved and that you absolutely, like, you love designing and you love doing all the creating and you love seeing people using your work, like what you did with Hallmark, and you thoroughly love what you do. And it's a blessing and sometimes a curse, I love to say, to do what you love, because then it's no longer your hobby anymore. It's turned into your full-time job. But it's like, I couldn't pick a better job. I've done a lot of things in my career, and I absolutely love what I do. So, and I love all that you create in your designs and your products and the way that you put the pieces together. And you can really tell that you're passionate about your business because it shows in the products that you put out. So thank you very much for that.
Thanks. Yeah.
So I'm just trying to see if there's any other comments. Oh, here was another one for Volkswagen stamps. I don't know if there's a copyright, like, franchisee licensing issue with that, but that's kind of cute, like a little bug car.
I know. Yeah. Well, it's kind of funny. I did a classic car set, and somebody that really knows cars was like, well, I don't remember exactly. They were like, but wait, it's not a Ford, or it's not a Chrysler. I don't know.
Like they were trying to place it.
And I'm like, I just designed a cool car. I'm like, I didn't like try and make it.
It's a mashup.
So even if I do a vintage Volkswagen stamp, it might not be exactly a Volkswagen.
But you could do like the bug, and like they have the van that they have, like I was thinking about like the 60s van where everything slides open and like the smoke comes blowing out. Yeah, the Scooby-Doo van.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. So mine might be, it probably won't be a copyright issue because it's not going to be exactly.
And you can't put the logo on there because then you have to do like that whole thing. But yeah, that's cute. So we will definitely go back and take a look, and I'm sure Cindy will too, at all the comments. You guys are leaving wonderful, wonderful comments. Herbie stamp. Oh, a Herbie stamp? Is that like the love bug, or no? Like
I love Herbie.
Yeah, that's the car, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've watched all the Herbie movies, so yeah.
It's a little before my time, but that's all good. Oh, here's a good one. An autism. This is it, kind of getting into awareness stamps. So that's kind of cool. Like definitely hitting like the ribbons and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, that's a great idea.
A volcano.
A volcano. There could be some really fun.
That could be cute because that could be like a whole Hawaiian theme kind of vibe, you know?
Yeah. And I'm exploding
you guys are
for you.
awesome.
I don't know. You make me erupt. I don't know.
You make me erupt. You blow my hair up. I don't know. Yeah, there's some fun sentiments you can do with that.
Yeah, we better be careful to say out loud until we really think through what's coming out of.
That's true.
Yeah.
Don't want to go a little too far on that one.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a winner. I have already picked a wonderful winner from leaving a comment. And don't forget, if you are not the lucky winner from this video, there is also a chance for you to win on the replay. So make sure you leave a comment of what stamp set would you like to find. We've just put a few examples up from people that were watching live. Thank you, thank you. It's always fun to see what people are interested in and like what's the gap. We get so caught in our heads of what we love to create. We don't always know what's in other people's brains. So we'd love to hear feedback. That'd be great. So our lucky winner, are we ready for the drum roll? Drum roll, drum roll. Our lucky winner is Debbie J. Congratulations. Yay!
Congratulations, Debbie.
She had like 4 or 5 different comments on fun designs. She was like listing them all. I was trying to go back and find them real fast, but she had a ton of them. So she said, oh, a cyclist, triathlons, Ironman. Like she had all kinds of fun ones for terms of like sports. So like swimming, you know, look, those kinds of things. So I think that's kind of cool. This would be really cool.
We do have a whole line of sports sets, but I have not done a cycling one. That's a great idea. Love that idea.
That is a cool idea. So there's a link down below to fill in a Google Doc. So make sure you go and fill that out, and that will be your chance. And I will send your information over to Cindy so she can get you your coupon code. And that way you can pick out what you want from the store. Tons of fun. So all the links are down below if you want to check out Dare to Be Artzy's website. All their products are there. And was there anything that you wanted to show us on the website? Any fun things? Anything that you want to mention? Let's pull it up real fast.
Yeah. So
whoa, I don't know what's going on with that.
Explore in there. Oh, the website's doing something really wild.
I know. I'm getting it off real fast. I have no idea what's going on.
If you go to the shop section, you can go down to the what's new. That's going to have all of this stuff in there. You can also go into collections and see all the groupings. You know how we have Merry and Bright collection. We have our Buzzy Bees. You know, anyway, it's kind of a neat way to see all of the collections. Not all of our stamps have paper, but all of our paper does have stamps and dies. Also,
so here we go into the shop, you said, right here?
Yeah. So when you go to shop and you can go to what's new.
I'm clicking on my screen in front of me and not the screen that actually has the website. So my buttons, like my mouse is going like, why isn't it working? Why is it?
Oh, funny.
Gotta be smarter than the computer.
That's
what's new. Got it.
There you go. Yeah, so there's the what's new stuff, but don't just stop there. You know, definitely play around and you'll see lots of other stuff in there.
This is that snowflake die that you were showing us earlier, right?
That's the newest one. Excuse me. And then we have, again, I think I showed you the other snowflake border. So we have a full-size slimline snowflake border. So the one you were looking at is for the mini. Mm-hmm. The other one might be, you can like, yeah, and you know what? We've had it, so it might not be in the what's new anymore. But there, you can go look at slimline dies.
Yeah, is there a whole category of the side here?
Yeah, if you go to Artsy dies section, when you go to the shop.
There we go. Everything's really, really tiny on my screen, so I'm doing my best to read the words.
Oh, funny.
Yeah, I think did I pick inks? Somehow I went into inks and stamp, and there you go. She has ink in re-inkers.
Yeah, and the black and brown are hybrid, so the black and brown won't bleed with Copic markers. So nice. The others are dye inks, so they are permanent, but that black and brown have a special formulation, so they work great with your coloring. So.
See, I totally couldn't read it. I thought I was clicking Artsy dies, and I clicked Artsy inks. So whoops.
Oh.
Whoops, Daisy.
Oh, there's the backpack.
Now are the dies.
Yeah, that backpack die is a really cute one.
Oh,
but
you do have a ribbon one.
We do, and it matches 2 different stamp sets. I don't know if it shows you the stamp sets on there, but the words on one of them will fit on the ribbon. So that one die matches both. So see all those words on that stamp set, the courage and all that, that'll fit on the ribbon.
Very cool.
Yeah.
Love it. So definitely go check out her site. She's got a ton of amazing products and there's inspiration, but you can also go over to her Instagram, her YouTube channel, Facebook, lots of inspiration for all the products. And you also have your, you go live on YouTube once every Monday. What time is that?
Well, on Facebook.
Facebook.
We're
Sorry,
live
not
on
YouTube,
Facebook.
Facebook.
Ran into my. We are 7:30 Central Time is our live video on Monday nights. So
PM. Okay.
Artzy with Cindy.
You're up at the crack of dawn.
7:30 p.m.
PM. Central makes like a little easier if it's in the evening.
Yeah.
So is there any other fun tidbits, fun things? You know, you got a couple of big shows coming up here at the end. You've got probably some classes you're going to be teaching in your in-house brick and mortar store. So anything else that you can let us know that's going on?
Yeah, we're going to try and have some other classes in September happening, but we don't have them on the calendar yet. So get on our, if you go to our website, you can sign up for our newsletter. We're trying to do, better getting, at least one newsletter post a week. And
newsletter down there.
Yeah. And then I do have to share one more card with you. So this is one I love. Melody Blake is on our design team and did this. But this is another great example of, this one's using the paper images and this one's using the stamped images. So I think it's really cool how she did them side by side. So you can really see the how different, you can make one that's a little faster or take the time and color it in. So again, I love doing that with our paper and stamps and dies. So yeah.
Well, it's also something fun. Like you could do the one with the papers as like your prototype. And then if you wanted to mass produce it, you have the ability to do the exact same thing, but now you're doing the stamps and dies instead of, and coloring it in versus cutting it out of the paper. So it's kind of like, ooh, do I like this? And then you just go from there. So so many fun ways. Or if you're like me and you color, but you'd rather die cut the paper because it's a lot more fun, then I go for the paper.
Yeah. So
it all works.
I hope you guys enjoyed this. It's so fun to be on here with Erin. I really appreciate you, Erin, and what you do. Aww. And I think you've really touched a lot of lives with your videos and stuff. So you're awesome.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I appreciate everybody who's gotten on and left wonderful comments and watched us while we were live. And you're watching from the replay. Thank you as well. And thank you so much, Cindy, for being on the show. I am truly inspired by all the wonderful artwork and creations and products that you put out there. Quarterly, like every time I turn around, there's a new product line that's come out. And it's like, it blows my mind that you guys can do that, because it is awe-inspiring about how much creativity you have in their brain of yours.
Well, thank you.
So thank you guys so much. Please don't forget to like and subscribe to both Dare to Be Artsy and also to Erin Makes. And if you're watching on the replay, check them all out. Leave your comments for your chance to win. The winners will be announced for the giveaway on August 27th, which is next Friday if you're watching us on the live show. And if you're watching the replay, August 27th on the Dare to Be Artsy Instagram and Facebook. And I thank you guys so much and have a wonderful, wonderful day, everybody.
Thanks,
Bye.
guys.